decided to do differing political concepts between ancient Greece and the U.S. The audience is 6th grade, and we decided since we have 3 people, K through 6, and 2 of us are 7, 12, that we would meet in the middle and do 6th grade. The subject content area is social studies, reading and language arts, and the unit of study is representative and direct democracy, finding main ideas in text. The content standards is for history 6.49, where the students will analyze geographic, political, economic, social, and religious structures of the civilizations of ancient Greece. The reading and language 6.1 and 6.2, which is citing textual evidence and determining central ideas of text. Our learning objectives is we want the students to be able to determine similarities and differences between ancient Greece and the United States, and the students should be able to determine main ideas of nonfiction articles and cite evidence.
Our essential questions are: how do the details in a text support the theme or central idea of the text? And how can a reader use his or her understanding of theme or central idea to summarize a text objectively? The I can statements that we came up with are: I can infer the theme or central idea of a text based on the details in the text, explain which details in the text support a given theme, and determine the main ideas in the text and use them in an objective summary. The academic languages that we use are democracy, oligarchy, representative democracy, and direct democracy. Okay, so for our assessment, we made a quiz on, I call it Quizzer, but it's qzzr.com. And
what?
qzzr.com.
Okay, and where did you find this? How did you find that?
Googled on how to make online quizzes.
Okay.
It was very easy to use.
Super,
It was
super
out of
easy.
everything that we've seen this semester, I think that was the easiest
Yeah, it was
quiz
the
to
easiest,
make.
and it's free. It costs money to upgrade it, which like gives you pretty colors and things like that. But just
You
for
don't
like
need colors.
no, just for like the
Don't
plain Jane.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, free.
And I'm sure we're going to see that test
Yes.
later on. Okay.
Yes. And then once we've completed that, and they've completed the quiz, which is just 4 questions, they're going to write their I can statement, and then if they missed any, they're going to write down the question that they missed and the correct answer. So we need.
And let me stop you there, because feedback is so important. How can we expect students to do better if they don't know what they did wrong? You know what I'm saying? Miss Smith says that she shamefully knows that she didn't give you feedback early enough on your journal entries and things like that. But really, there should be a quick assessment right off the bat so they know. Go ahead. Sorry.
Just like school issued iPads for the classroom, and then like paper and pencil.
And what if they should not have iPads? School issued iPads.
Well, ours is 6th grade, so they could use their phones.
Okay.
Computer lab.
Or the computer, anything, because I don't know if we've got to it yet, but all of this can be used on an iPad, an app, or on a regular computer.
Okay. Got you. PC.
Yeah. And instruction.
This is just kind of an overview of everything that we're going to talk about. Web the Times, our hook is 7 minutes long. It's just a video. We'll show you that in just a second. And we've broken down the instructional procedures, questions, closure, and so forth that we'll talk about. Okay. Since we had 6th grade history, we found a YouTube video that's delightfully tacky. And since 6th graders are at the age where everything's just hilarious, they're going to absolutely love this.
Time traveling for democracy.
Basically what it is it talks about the differences between democracy in America and the Romans. And let me just show everyone the Roman here.
What strange robes are you wearing?
I'm not a slave, but I am a woman.
Who are you?
Anyway, they just go on. Well, here we go. They just go on to talk about, like, she explains things that happen in America today versus things.
She's from now, and she
Right.
travels backwards. That is
Cool.
Yeah.
And throughout this video, that's where we got our vocabulary from, was because it goes through and it tells what each vocabulary word is as a definition.
Oh, that's great.
So, anyway,
That's just the instructional
you
procedures.
know, just have them sit down. We'll
Kinda
start
like
out, with this video, go over that, and then our actual lesson is the assessment portion is edu-creation, which Megan's going to talk about.
Okay, so on Educreations, it's a free web tool or app that you can get on any device. It's an interactive whiteboard that you record a lesson on. And you can upload pictures to this, which is what we did in this case. We used bit.ly/NW paper, which is where you can make a newspaper article. And so we made 2 of those with America versus the Greek and direct democracy. We made 2 articles and we put them on Educreations. And there when you do the lesson plan, you want to record it while you're doing so that you're talking. And it's better if you do it with your students because then they're interactive with it. And they love to go home and watch and say, oh, Mom, listen, this is me telling the answer, or this is what I did in this video. And with this, we had the students come up and they would underline the main idea of the newspaper article, or they'd find oligarchy in the middle of the article, or democracy, or direct democracy. And that's pretty much what we did on that.
I could even see like, and oh, this is so bad. Oops, I can't say that word live. You can find a newspaper, maybe your local newspaper. They always have grammatical errors. And so I have actually used that as grammar checking for my students in times past. They were very pleased that I used their newspaper until they figured out why, and then that was not so good. But think about, you could take pictures of the newspaper articles, put it up on Edu-Creations, and they could underline the issues. Do you know Edu-Creations? Everybody in here know Edu-Creations? And then let them record it. As they were talking about doing this activity, we were talking about what a great home tutorial. Think about teaching. Little Johnny wasn't here today when you went over that. But you can send little Johnny and his parents to watch this video later on. Could you see? Yeah.
This also replaces the snow days. This doesn't let them just fall behind. This
We're getting rid of those, Sarah. I hate to tell you.
gives them students at home time to still be in sync with everything that's going on so that they're not behind and you're having to jam everything into a week.
Yeah, she's right. Yeah, this group has been on that. We've talked about it all semester.
All right. And then for our closure, you want to go over the material covered in the lesson and on the video with your students and make sure that you answer any unanswered questions for them before they go and do the assessment. So then they understand more and they're more likely to pass the quiz than to miss something just by accident. So go over the thing, answer any questions. And then this is just the assessment again.
Yeah, I'd like to see what it looks like.
Okay, so this is what you would pull up, which we haven't figured out an easier way to get on it so far. We just have the link.
Okay.
So they would have to type in the link. We've not figured that out yet.
Oh, I can tell you how. QR
Or
code. You can make a QR code out of that URL up there, and all they have to do is zap it, and then that takes them right to the site.
We could tweet it. Okay, so
Did she just say you could tweet it?
Yes.
Well, your students may not be. Twitter is sometimes blocked.
They've got Twitter.
they got So did ancient Greece influence American democracy? True. True.
Yes.
So this is just the definition. Do you think it's true?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, do we get feedback right then?
Yeah, just how many branches of government do we have in the U.S.?
5.
3. Click 4. 3.
I'm just trying to get an answer that's not right.
I clicked the wrong one.
Okay, good. Okay, that's what I wanted you to do. Something wrong.
Okay. So
Presidential.
The math lady getting in there.
So here's this, which we've taken it before to figure out. But this shows you where you place. You got a 75, but it also shows you where everybody else in the class has placed, which is cool because I know my little cousin does things like this, and she likes to see where she's at.
To see if she can go higher, just like the
and like
Kahoot.
she retakes things to see if
To
she
try
can
to
get
get
better than everybody else.
That makes sense to me.
And then if I log in, which I won't do, I can see like what they made and how long it took them and things like that. It's really neat.
Cool. Now, do they have to have an email address to use that?
No, you can put in an email address, or you can just choose a username.
Okay, because that's some of the K-12 they do not like email addresses.
No, you
Gotcha.
can
Okay,
do a username.
bless you. Okay.
And for our adaptations for individual needs, we chose ELL.
Surprises me, Kevin.
We said the best ways that ELL students will be able to be involved in the activity. Of course, if there's another, well, Spanish around here is the biggest thing, but if there's another Spanish-speaking student, put them together. We'll provide them with Spanish-English dictionary, because if there's a word pops up in English, don't know that word, flip to that dictionary, oh, there it is in Spanish. So that, we feel that would be very helpful. And since this education lesson will be recorded, they can go back, listen to it over again. I know that learning Spanish helps me, but they can just listen to it as many times as they need to better understand.
Yeah, and I just had a little bit of a creative moment there. What if part of the welcoming, let's say you have an ELL students that just attending your class, but school's already started. What if the students in the class make a dictionary for them of useful words with pictures that would help them survive 5th grade, or would help them survive 3rd grade, or whatever, and then the students are involved in giving the ELL student information they need to survive for that year. Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be awesome, especially for kids who have just gotten here from Guatemala or Mexico.
Yeah, Miss Smith, one for you.
The year and see if they can do, and they can explain things without having.
And as a class, we could continue to add to it if there's other things that we don't even think about needing to know. Wouldn't that be a great little, I just think that'd be a cool little thing for the students to get involved in. Okay,
Something you can keep over a couple of years.
oh, yes, you could, easily.
Make another copy or keep it.
Yep, yep.
And this is all pretty much technology based, so you aren't having to take up papers except for the I can statement and their grade at the very end. That's their exit ticket out the door. But other than that, you're saving trees if you're a tree lover.
Well, but regardless, I was thinking this weekend as I was sitting there grading all your things, and gosh, you all had so much to say in your service learning journals, and I'm so glad you were so thorough with your descriptions. But anyway, I was thinking if that had been regular paper, I remember one time feeling so overwhelmed, but I got them all graded because I was carrying papers home at that time, and I laid it, when I got done, I laid it on my bed, and I held my finger up beside of it, and I said, I'm finally finished. I tweeted out about it, and honest to God, the stack of papers that thick that I had just graded over the weekend. Now I'm thinking about, I would never think about that's just wrong for trees. It is. And there's so many better, more efficient ways to do it. This QZZR is going to be a great, it sounds like to me it's going to be a great site for you to quickly, that could be the exit ticket as well. Maybe they're taking the little quiz before they walk out. Maybe they're working in teams to get the answer. I don't know. Somebody's got something to say?
Someone said they loved your American accent.
Well, thanks. I'll take that as a positive. All right, round of applause. All right,
Person
Sarah.
commented back, "Yay."